Hey, what's up everybody? Just wanted to record this real quick here. Give you a little bit of info about the Drone to 1K experiment, what that is, what I'm doing, why, all that stuff. So most of you probably got my email or are on my email list and heard that we started a podcast about a year ago called the Drone to 1K podcast. And on that podcast, we interview people who are making at least $1,000 or more per month with their drone. So not a ton of money in the grand scheme of things, right? Like would probably be hard to make a living off of that. But a lot of people are just doing it for side hustles, side businesses, in addition to their full-time job. But there were some people on the podcast who were making a lot more than that, who were doing it as their full-time income. But I wanted to make it a 1K threshold just because I know a lot of people, their goal maybe isn't to do it full-time. The goal is maybe just to make some extra cash with their drone. And so we did that podcast. People really enjoyed it. People liked it a lot. But people were kind of wanting, it sounded like they were wanting more like, oh, this was great info. I'm definitely going to use some of these tactics. And I just heard so many people kind of wanting to start something similar. So I thought, well, shoot, we should make a program kind of around that idea of making some money with your drone. Not saying you're going to become a bazillionaire. I'm not saying, oh, you're going to make $1 million a year with your drone or here's all the riches. But there definitely is money to be made with your drone if you know what you're doing. A lot of people get frustrated and they're like, oh, I got my Part 107 license. Now where are all these clients that I was promised and yada, yada, yada. And it just doesn't work like that, especially after interviewing dozens of people. And, you know, through Drone Launch Academy, we've had 12,000, it's kind of crazy, 12,000 different drone pilots go through our Part 107 training or one of our other courses. And we've talked to a ton of them. And we know that it just doesn't work like that. You have to know the business side of things, and you have to know how to communicate value, and you have to know how to sell and market, in addition to actually flying your drone. And just flying your drone really isn't going to get you there. It's like what you can do with the data that you get from the drone. So whether that's you're doing aerial cinematography, so you're getting the shots, but then you're going back and you're doing great edits, and you know what you're doing on that end of things. Or if you're doing mapping, maybe you can punch it into Drone Deploy and let it fly around. That's not a ton of benefit unless you know kind of how to interpret the data you're getting from the drone. So I wanted to do an experiment and say, cool, if I am starting completely from scratch, because my day job is running Drone Launch Academy, you know, so that's doing a lot of the marketing and selling the courses and keeping up with all the students. And we have some other instructors that teach some of the other courses. I do teach some of the Part 107 training course, but I don't teach like the aerial video A to Z or the photography course. Alex Harris teaches that, or the roof inspection course. We have some other folks that teach that. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna use myself as a crash test dummy, and I'm gonna start a business from scratch using what I've learned just from drone launch students and from drone launch courses. And I am gonna start a business that makes $1,000 a month or more on the side. I figured I would just document it and bring you guys along for the journey. So this weekend, so I'm from Florida, but this weekend I'm in LA at a mastermind event. So I'm a part of this coaching group just for all different types of business owners. But this is primarily focused on, you know, growing your business, a lot of branding, marketing, sales, positioning, strategy, all that stuff. So I'm learning a lot of really good stuff that's going to help me with Drone Launch Academy, but it's also going to help me with the drone business. So I just wanted to post this video, a little intro to what we're doing, kind of the mission of this Facebook group, where I was coming from. So November is basically going to be getting the business set up, maybe building the portfolio a little bit. They're meeting actually at this kind of ridiculous large place. So I might take my drone, get some demo shots of this place as part of like a demo reel. And then so November is going to be getting my company set up, and then December going to try to make $1,000 and document the whole process. I'm going to try a couple different niches too. So I'll try real estate photography and video, and then I'll try different, you know, roof inspection type stuff, and then I'll try some mapping and some construction and all the different kind of common areas that people do. I'm gonna try to dabble a little bit in each of them. I'm gonna focus on one at a time, but then dabble in each. That way I can give some feedback on what I'm finding is working, not working in those areas. And luckily, since we have kind of a vast network of people, when I start diving into those areas, I can reach out to some experts in our community, get their input to see how to make it work. And I'll share that with all of you guys. And hopefully, early 2020, we will release the Drone to 1K program that will teach people how to replicate this model if it works, which I'm gonna stick at it until it works. So I know it will work eventually, but when it does, we'll package it up and make it available to people. But in the meantime, hope you guys get a lot out of just following the journey and what's going on. So again, I'm David, founder of Drone Launch. Looking forward to see you guys in the group or just on the emails. See ya.